After 300, were you a little surprised there was going to be a second film?
Yes, seeing as everyone was dead. Yeah, obviously I was intrigued, and then I read it and I thought it was some cool new characters, and it's a good kind of perspective to see the movie from. And, you know, the thought of coming back and this time holding a sword was very attractive to me.
Well, obviously you're used to action with some of your other films and Game of Thrones, and but I gather the sword play in this film was a lot more intricate this time around.
Well, I mean, you know, Thrones I'm just kind of have a sword in my mouth, but, you know, this required some training, which I love, and, you know, stunt work, which I also love, being a giant tomboy. So, yes, it was fun.
What was the regimen?
I'm just gonna sing now.
Yes, why don't you break into song?
Yeah.
I think it'd be quite appropriate.
I think so too.
What was the training regimen for you?
It's intense. I mean, obviously I didn't do as much work as the boys because I was working on Thrones, and then I came to do this at the end of Thrones. But I got in a month of pretty solid training with Mark Twight and this guy John Spezzano who works out of LA, and they're tough. Like they're amazing guys, and they love what they do, and so there's sort of no room for error. But it's done with a little bit of love, but it's also done with, you know, we all tend to go, oh, I can't do that, you know, but you just don't say that because it doesn't exist in their world. So you just kind of get on with it, which is great, you know what I mean? There's no time to kind of say you can't. You end up doing it, and then you're like, oh, that was 2 hours of madness. And I'm exhausted, but it's great.
Right. And I gather it was more intense this time around because for the first one, the Spartans are warriors. They're ready for battle, but in Athens, it was a little different.
Yeah, yeah, for me too. You know, I didn't do much physical activity in the first one, so this was a little different.
Right. And you are the storyteller, the narrator for this one.
Yes.
Does that give you a sense of ownership?
No. I saw the voiceover and I thought, really? Okay. So, there you go. Yeah, I talk a lot.
Yeah. Did you, you know, obviously this is less a sequel than a contemporaneous historical saga, you know.
It is a contemporaneous historical, that's exactly what I was going to say. How weird.
I speak your language.
You said it all.
Did you do some research? Were you aware of the parallel battles and sagas going on?
I'm not going to intellectualize it for you in any way. You don't need me to. No. I went in, I grabbed a sword, I had a laugh. It's good that, isn't it?
It is.
Expansive interview.
That's deep. Deep and so
I can sit here and try and deepen
and so informative.
Yeah.
You swapped a Scotsman for an Aussie.
Yes.
How was that?
I like to change it up. Yeah, it was great. I mean, I love Jerry, and we had a giggle, and Sully is such a sweetheart. He's a real softie, Sully, and he's very generous, and he's just a big, you know, Aussie dude.
Yeah, I would venture to say that's not really the image they're trying to portray as a big softie.
He's actually a Greek warrior in real life.
Much better.
Yeah.
But it does, you know, obviously this is his arrival, I guess, in...
He's a rival, and she kind of holds him in contempt and disagrees with his ideals, and that is until, obviously, she loses the love of her life, which we kind of re-see again in this movie from a different angle. So when you see Gorgo again, still has... Leonidas still has a heartbeat, and he's already at war. And then she loses him, and... you know, her sense of honor and her need to avenge his death becomes her focus.